So I got suspended from Taskrabbit for 7 days. What they say, it's not a ban. It's your account has been limited for 7 days, which means that you're not going to be shown in the search results when somebody looks for a tasker. You can still get directly hired through your link, or I think if past customers, if as long as they have your link, they could still hire you. But you're not gonna get any new clients. According to them, I violated their identity policy, which stated that the picture on my profile had to be of me, which it is. That my name had to be my legal name, which it is. And that the category description, I'm not allowed to have any contact details listed in it, which I don't, which is the weird part. So I assume this is just like a glitch, a mistake. So I went to contact Taskrabbit on the app, contact support, and the button was broken. The button didn't do anything. So I was like, okay, I couldn't chat with an agent on the app. And so I went to Taskrabbit.com, and I was able to chat with somebody. I was able to log in and then chat and contact support through the website. So if the chat support for you is not working on the app, try the website. And it didn't get me anywhere though. The agent just told me, well, the details of your violation are if you need clarification, it's in the email. And I told her, like, yeah, I read the email, like that's what I'm messaging you about, like it says I violated the identity policy, but I didn't misrepresent myself, and I didn't put any contact details in any of my pitches. And what she ended up telling me was that customer support does not handle policy violations, so that she couldn't really do anything for me. And I tried to contact. I asked her, like, okay, so who handles the policy, who handles the violations? And she said, oh, the policies team. And that basically what she said was, oh, don't worry about it. She said it's already the violation is already in the system, which kind of sounds weird. Like, okay, so what, nobody could change it? She said, and in 7 days it'll be back to normal, which is like, that's cool, but I need money now. Like, I need to get hired now, and I can't tell my mortgage that in 7 days it'll all be back to normal. So that first chat with an agent through the website was no help at all. And I was trying to get some help. So I was like, okay, maybe I could call them or something, or try to find the email for the policies team. And I couldn't find even their customer support number. I couldn't find it anywhere on the website. I couldn't find the customer support number anywhere on the app. I actually ended up finding it on Reddit, of all places. So this is the phone number. I'm gonna leave it here so that you guys, if you're a tasker and you ever need a problem, ever need a problem handled, this is the phone number for their customer support. And in the beginning, they ask you whether you're a customer or whether you're a tasker, and just choose tasker, and maybe you could talk to somebody. So I chatted with somebody, clearly a dude in South America. His microphone, like, I could hear the background chatter, and it was just like hustling, bustling, village of people speaking Spanish. And I got the same answer, that customer support does not handle policy violations. And the only thing he told me was, like, you could try responding to the email. And I was just like, okay, thank you, man. Like, obviously he's not gonna be able to help me. And the email specifically says, do not email back. Do not reply to this. Nobody's monitoring this email. But I was like, whatever, I'm gonna send him an email anyway. I sent it, and right away I got the rejection email. It says, like, there's nobody about, you can't email this address or whatever. So I was left just trying to search for how I can get a hold of the policies team to talk about my policy violation that I didn't violate. And basically, long story short, there is nobody. I did find somebody on Taskrabbit, somebody on Facebook, the Taskrabbit Facebook group. This did let me know that the email for policy team is policies@taskrabbit.com. And I think some people said like they've had varied success with it. Some people said like they got back to me in a couple of days. Some people say they got back to me in a week. Some people says I never heard back from them. So from what it seems like, I sent them an email, and I didn't get that immediate rejection of of the email being sent back. So the email was sent to the policies@taskrabbit.com, and after that, I don't know if there's anybody even looking at this. I don't know if it's just a server in a room, in a dark room, in a computer room. I don't know if a human being is gonna lay eyes on it or not. And that's basically where we're at. It's been a couple days since I emailed them. I haven't gotten any response. So basically, I'm just gonna be on limited account for 7 days. I just got done with one job right now. I only have one job today. I only have one job tomorrow, and they're not on Taskrabbit. They're private clients. But yeah, man, it's a little frustrating, like it was already slow enough. It was already bad enough that it was so slow this month. And I was gonna I didn't make Elite for March. I didn't make the Elite things. I guess I don't know if it was too many cancellations or too many or not enough tasks, but it was just very slow. It was very slow, and it's always slow this time of year. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's, from my experience, I've been on Taskrabbit since 2016, so 10 years. And yeah, it's slow. It doesn't pick up till April or May, late April, May. That's when it starts picking up, and then it kind of gets busy, and it continues all the way through to December. And then January starts to slow down, February slow, and March slow. From my experience, doing handyman jobs. But yeah, man, that's it. I got a 7-day account limitation for violating their identity policy. And if I just had a human being that I could speak to, then they could clearly go through my profile and see that I didn't misrepresent myself and that I didn't put any contact details on any of my pitches. The only thing I could think of, because the first agent that I chatted with, she said, from our side, from what I could tell, is due to your category descriptions. That's all the information she had for me. And my category, my pitches for like different categories. If you've ever watched me, then you know what I suggest is just make a laundry list of services you provide. Sometimes I see like people's profiles and they say like, what's your moving experience? And it says like, I helped my buddy move once. I mounted a TV for my dad once, something like that. I just suggest you don't do that. What I suggest is just put a list of items that you can do, or services you can provide for them. Like for my mounting profile, it just says TVs, frames, galleries, curtains. I just list, and then I just write a quick pitch like, I use a laser level, or something like that. Just anything to kind of sell them on the quality or whatever. And the only thing I could think of that the AI web crawler that crawls all around of our profiles and tries to look for any violations. The only thing I could think of is that at the end of some of my pitches, I always put in capital letters, I always put professional service or professional results or, professional handyman. So I write something like that. And I'm thinking that maybe that's, it kind of said like a professional service is he's trying to like take you off the app or something like that, But there's no phone number. There's no like ad for Instagram or anything like that, And that's where we're at. Super slow. I didn't make Elite in March, and I was gonna make Elite in April for the month of April, but this violation happened on the 31st of March. So I think that kind of cancels out the. I don't think you're not eligible for making Elite if you got account limited. So that's gonna suck for April. But if I could just talk to a human and clear all this up, that would be cool. But Taskrabbit is I don't know, it probably doesn't want to take accountability for a lot of things. So that's if they won't tell me, if they won't answer me, if there's nobody that I could talk to, then the only thing I could fill that gap with is speculation. You know what I mean? So I could just say like, oh, it's just a mistake and a glitch, and sadly there's nobody that I could talk to that could just fix it for me. Or I could think like, you know, he's been on this for so long, he's got a lot of tasks, let's get him out of the way and make and so we could give new taskers more jobs. You know what I mean? That's where my mind goes to. Like, let's limit his account. There's nobody he could complain to anyway. There's nothing he could do. So just go ahead and limit his account so more jobs get pushed to the other taskers. Which is just something that you gotta live with. Like, I'm not gonna cry about this. I'm not gonna try to unionize or nothing like that, you know. I do these apps while they work for me, and if they're not gonna work for me, then I'll do something else. I'm very flexible. Like, I'm not married to one thing. Like, I've done Uber, I've done Taskrabbit, I've done DoorDash, I've done Instacart, and a lot of those I don't do anymore because they don't work for me anymore, you know. And I'll subscribe. I'll make a video talking about the state of the gig economy next. And also subscribe if you find those contact information useful. If that's of value to you, you know, the phone number, the Taskrabbit customer support email, the tip about going on the website instead of going on the app. Because I did see something about the contact support tab being broken and that they're working on it. I did see something about that, but go on the website, go on taskrabbit.com and try to reach somebody through there. But yeah, man, it's just it's still working out for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's still, I have a lot of clients that are not on Taskrabbit, like today and tomorrow. And as long as I'm never not gonna do it. I think, because even if I get a full-time job, even if I switch careers, it's so easy to come out and make $100. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't stop doing it, you know. But it was nice when I was on the first page of the algorithm and I was getting booked, like, you know, nonstop. And then recently I've noticed I've been put like on the third page, you know what I mean? Is where I find myself, and not a lot of people go to the third page. And it could be because of my I thought it was gonna be like, oh, maybe my rates are high, so I lowered them, and it didn't bump me up any. So I was like, I'm not gonna work. It's already slow, and I'm gonna lower my price. So the little jobs that I do get, I'm not gonna make any money on. So I was like, no, I raised my price back up. And if I get a job, I get a job. If people, you know, because I do electrical, so I'm not gonna do electrical. There's people like doing $50 an hour for electrical, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing electrical for $50. Because people value, like, if somebody's gonna come to your house, take down your ceiling fan and put up a new ceiling fan in speedy times in a half hour. You'd be in and out of your house in a half hour, and do a quality job and not muddy your floors. You know, I wear boot covers, not be, you know, a stinky mess or something. Just a quality service to come to your house, take out an old fan and put up a new one, like, and you don't want to pay them more than $50. Like, that's whack, dude. Like, if I hire somebody, which I don't, but if I did hire somebody, like, I always like to pay people as much as I possibly can, you know. Like, I want to make people feel valued, you know. Like, if somebody came to my house, the least I could pay you is $90 if you came to my house to change some lights, you know, to change light fixtures or change a ceiling fan. Like, I wouldn't feel right paying you less than $90 an hour, you know what I mean? Less than $90 for that. But there are people that are like, hey, can you do it for $45? Like, and there's always somebody that's gonna take it, because that's just, you know, that's the world we live in. So, you know, I'm not competing to the bottom. I'm gonna keep my prices high. We'll see how this 7-day limit goes, and that's what it is, guys. Subscribe, give me a hype, give me a like. You know, I feel like this is pressuring me to do more YouTube videos so that maybe I could make some passive income off of YouTube. So I would really appreciate your support in that, because I'm gonna need it. And see you guys in the next one.